Hey guys, so this is the boss guide for vulnerability, the new boss part that they have added in this patch. And also in this guide, I am giving the recommendation as what will work. It's not necessarily like the best. Okay, so I will recommend separate teams and which vulnerability that you should use in order to get higher score. So let us start with the first vulnerability, and that's Revival vulnerability. So it inflicts damage dealt minus 50% on all enemies. So this is very much required because previous patch, apart from Marsha and Keeperina, but not very effectively as well, especially if you push up the difficulty of the boss. Even Keeperina will not be able to keep up, so in the end is only Marsha that can survive this boss. So I guess to fix that, they came out with this boss part and minus 50% damage from all the enemies. And with this boss part as well, the energy, which is the core, left arm and right arm no longer enter Shackle Rebirth. Shackle Rebirth is basically when they die, they don't leave the field. After a few rounds, they will come back, right? The HP will be restored by half, but they will come back and then you have to kill it again. One thing that we need to take note is that previously, if you defeat it, it doesn't leave the field, but when it is dead, then the boss will take 10% of its current HP as damage every round. Okay, so which means previously you want to quickly destroy the cores and arms, and then boss will take a big chunk, a huge, because if like the boss has like 30 million HP, you can easily deal 3 million, 3 million damage every round. And if it's 2 arm and 1 core, so it's like 3 times, so it's like 6 million HP, and that can really drain the boss HP down. However, now with this vulnerability, you won't be able to do that, right? Because the arms and core is no longer on the field, then the boss will not be taking that 10% HP as damage anymore. So meaning that this revival vulnerability is not technically good for every other team. Okay, so the first one here is Nautika that I want to talk about, because Nautika can really benefit from this vulnerability. That's because of the way Nautika's ultimate works. She does a lot of attack and it's random. So if you have the arms and core on the field, then even if they are dead, Nautika might still attack them. So in a way, it's a waste of damage. However, now if you can remove the arm and core, leaving only the body, then Nautika's spikes, as in her ultimate, will focus onto the main boss, onto the body, and deal a lot of damage. So making her workable against this boss, which is not so much during the previous patch. Another team that can make use of this is Green Impromptu, because the lesser enemy on the field, then the higher the damage that Impromptu will do. Okay, so yeah, you can do that, but there's a disadvantage here is that 2 Fairy Ultimate, if it's just based on one attack, the Genesis damage from 2 Fairies Ultimate will not be that high. Next, we have Impromptu, Blue Impromptu. They actually work very well, and if you are using them, Reviver vulnerability definitely is suitable, because if you kill the arms and the core, then they will not reappear. So all Impromptu can now target the main boss, right? So yeah, you don't need targeting like Voyager or Regulus. So in that case, you can put in like 2 Fairy in order to boost the Blue Impromptu damage further. And talking about Blue Impromptu, there's another vulnerability that is suitable for Blue Impromptu, and that is one target vulnerability. So the difference here is that instead of the boss disappearing, they will remain on the field. But now, if the boss is attacked by a one target attack, which Impromptu their attack is all one target anyway, so they will with this vulnerability, the enemy will then take Genesis damage in the next round based on the number of times we have attacked them with the one target attack. So with impromptu, you will be attacking so many times, and hence the boss will receive all this Genesis damage. So this works, but because the core and the arm are still on the field, you would want to bring Voyager Assist, because Voyager Assist can help with aiming. So you will then focus on to the main boss and attack it. Voyager Assist also make impromptu split, the damage will split and then will attack all the other body, I mean, as in will attack the arms and core as well. But since it's split, initially it is still considered as a one target attack. So if now it's split, it doesn't matter. You will still be able to do this Genesis damage. As for the third vulnerability, that is Genesis vulnerability. So this is pretty much for poison. Yeah, for poison. So Ezio, poison Ezio. So technically Ezio is not doing poison Genesis, but he's just doing Genesis, but it doesn't matter. Because this Genesis damage taken plus 100% will work for poison as well as Ezio. So yeah, basically you play him like normal with Tuesday, you stack up the poison. Just make sure that you equip the modifier successive attack. So this will make the boss attack Ezio or attack 4 times every round at least. So this will allow Ezio to counter even more. And the more he counter, the more poison Genesis, the more Genesis damage he does, and also inflict even more poison, so every subsequent attack he will do even more damage. And the next team here is Ramona. So Ramona, we still haven't gotten her yet in the global version, but will be in the next patch. You gotta wait like maybe 30 days from now, probably like yeah, that's a month. Okay, so if you use her with Tuesday and Willow, why did I type Ramona or Tuesday Ramona March? It's supposed to be Willow. Yeah, so with Willow, you will do a lot of poison damage and you will be able to defeat this boss. Alright? Now, the next one here is Incantation Rank Vulnerability. To keep it short, I will just call it Rank Vulnerability. So, same thing, inflict damage dealt minus 50%. And when an ally attack, okay, with an incantation that has a certain rank, it will deal attack times 1000% Genesis, 3000, 7000% that can critically hit. And depends on round 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Then the incantation that will do Genesis damage will be 1, 2, 2, 3, 3, 3. And then after the cycle ends, at round 7, it will reset back to 1. So if you're seeing like huge Genesis, like 300,000, 400,000, can even go up to 1 million damage Genesis, and then all of a sudden in the next round you are doing like maybe 90,000, that's because the cycle resetted, and when it goes back to the first round, then you are just dealing like 1000%. Okay, so yeah, don't be surprised when that happens. Okay, so Lian Yue, she can easily rank up all the incantation due to the rate or justice zone from the Qiangliang status. Yep, so very effective. You can definitely use her with this and she will be doing so much damage on top of her damage, which is already so high at the moment. And now you add in this Genesis, she can easily and quickly defeat this boss. And rank up team, Argus, Marcus, you can also use them. They do a lot of rank up as well, so they can do all this Genesis damage also. And we also have Mercuria now can function as a DPS. And here is a very specific gameplay that I want to recommend is you want to use Winsong as an assist. So Mercuria, when you use a rank 3 incantation and if she get an ult in the next turn, that ult will be free. And now you use the ult, she will turn all the incantation to her skill 1, because assuming that here I'm talking about is with Winsong assist. So all will turn into her skill 1 and some of it will merge going for higher rank, and also giving her Moxie when it merged. So means it's very easy for you to like out, cast all your incantations, get 5 Moxie, next round you will get back your ultimate again, and the ultimate is free to cast, no, not using any AP. Then you just keep continuing with that, because now if you keep casting so many rank 3 S1, you will keep getting rank 1 precast, rank 2. And if you get multiple of it, they will then merge some more. So you will be doing a lot of rank 3 attacks. It's quite crazy. So very valuable and you should try it. Okay, and next here there are 3 teams that I'm just going to cluster them together: Beryl, Lingering Glow, Broom, and Igor. So this separate 3 teams, they don't really need the parts. And I don't think the parts were designed for them, because they were the teams that you want to use in the previous patch 3.3 in order to get a higher score. So if this team, even without the vulnerability boss part, you can already get higher score. So I think the developer thinks that, yeah, we don't need to specifically design a vulnerability for these teams. But yeah, we should still equip it, because equipping it give 100 score. Is it 50 or 100? Like you get the additional score, so it's going to make things easier to achieve. And not only that, the inflict damage dealt minus 50% is good for them as well. And out of the 5 core, I would suggest to use this one, rank vulnerability. Not really because of the rank up, but first of all, you don't want the core or the arms to leave the field, right? In order to get that 10% current HP and damage thing, so you want the arms and core to be on the field. So first vulnerability and the last one, you don't use it already. Now you just left at 3. Genesis damage, you also don't need that. Then it's either the 1 target vulnerability or rank. And 1 target, these characters don't really do 1 target attack. So might as well just go with rank vulnerability. And when they do normal incantation during round 1 or round 7, you still can do a little bit of Genesis, which is better than nothing. So yeah, right? So here I recommend that. But basically, don't think too much about the parts. Just equip it. And after that, focus on their gameplay, like how you would play Lingering Glow, how you would play Igor's alt team, or how you would play Broom and Anjo. And for the final part, summon vulnerability. So this one is similar to the first one. Instead, after they die every round, the boss will summon Guardian Spirit to replace the arms and cores. So why is this good for impromptu? Okay, first of all, green impromptu. Now, this one you do need Voyager assist, because there are 4 enemies and green impromptu only attack 3. So there are still possibility where impromptu will not attack the body, right? The main boss, okay? So you want to use Voyager for aiming. Then if you are using this one compared to the first one, where the core and arm is defeated, they just disappear. So this one, if you have the Guardian Spirit, you can make use of Tooth Fairy Ultimate. As I mentioned, Tooth Fairy Ultimate will take all damage dealt and convert that to Genesis onto the main boss. So if you attack the Guardian Spirit, like impromptu attack 3 enemy, so the other 2 hits the Guardian Spirit, the damage will be counted for the Genesis. So if you can rotate through Tooth Fairy rotation really quickly, then you can do a lot of damage using Tooth Fairy Ultimate. And for the last team here is Lucy Dynamo. So Lucy, every time a unit dies, she will do a follow-up attack. So if you turn everything to Guardian Spirit, she can easily kill them. So every round is very consistent. You will do at least 2 follow-up attacks. However, I have tried with a P2 Lucy, I couldn't quite able to get like at least 1,700 or 1,800 score. I got just about 1,500. I tried to push the boss to a higher level, but I just couldn't defeat it on time. But I know once Enigma drops, that will change, because Enigma speed up the dynamo cycle, so you will do more damage overall. Okay. Yeah, but unless you have tried Lucy and you are able to get like maybe 1750 or 1800 using P2 as well, then do let me know. If you have P4 or P5, definitely you will be able to do it. Alright, so that's all for this video. Thank you very much for watching and have a good day.